Immediately hopped on a plane and went out to his memorial services. And while it was sad, it was really a celebration of life. Kind of bittersweet to see everybody, probably after about 5, 6 years, it sucks when those types of things have to bring people together, but it really shows you what life is kind of all about.
All right, everybody. Jeremy Reynolds, Jeff Winchester here with the Ultra Running Guys, and we are so excited to be joined tonight by Steve Epifano out in California, also known as the SoCal Runner on the Instagram. We really can't wait to share this story with you because it's powerful. And so to start, Steve is training for his first 100K scheduled for November 21st. Up until that point, we're going to be checking in with him each week to kind of just see how he's doing with this training. But it's not the run really that grabbed our attention. In fact, what really kind of pulled us in is the reasoning behind the run. Earlier this year in February, a good friend of Steve's, college classmate, Mr. Robin Ames, was tragically hit and killed by a vehicle while out riding his bike and leaving behind his wife and 2 young daughters. What really grabbed our attention is what Steve is doing and how he is using running to really make the most of a very difficult situation. So Steve, that's where we want to start tonight. Why don't you go ahead and introduce us to Mr. Robin Ames?
Yeah, hi, and thanks again for having me. I really appreciate it. So I met Robin probably back in 2001, freshman year at West Virginia University. And he was just an awesome dude, just full of life, big avid outdoorsman, always working out, and just he was never, I never heard him say a bad thing about anybody, really, at a time when, you're young and dumb. And, I know I was talking a lot of crap on a bunch of people, all the time. So, and I probably wouldn't have been able to graduate from West Virginia without Robin's help. He was just a good dude, academic wise, and then along with just hanging out and having fun and everything like that. Just always open to doing whatever, from partying with, tailgates and football and everything like that, just to hanging out and playing pickup, snow football games and everything like that. So, and about the same time I met Robin, him and Kara met each other at West Virginia University too. So I've known her since about 2001 as well. And then when I heard this, what had happened in February, I immediately hopped on a plane and went out to his memorial services. And while it was sad, it was really a celebration of life, because there were hundreds of people that were gathered. They did it at one of his favorite state parks, Cooper's Rock, right outside of West Virginia University. So all of the college buddies came back again. Kind of bittersweet to see everybody, probably after about 5, 6 years. It sucks when those types of things have to bring people together, but it really shows you what life is kind of all about and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to give back for all of what Robin and Kara have done for me. And he has 2 young kids that he left behind, and left Kara behind. So the holidays were coming up. I figured, why not start a GoFundMe, and hopefully help them get through what's probably going to be one of the toughest holidays that they have, being it's the first one after we've lost Robin.
But, we all respond to grief differently. I'm going to process grief when I lose somebody. Jeremy's going to respond differently to the loss of somebody. And obviously you do as well. And you touched on this a little bit, but how do you go from processing the loss of a really good friend, that was important to you, that had such a huge impact in your life all through college as well? How do you go from that grief to decide, I'm going to run 100K? Because I know that you haven't ever run that far before, right? I think the longest you've ever run before is a 50K. And for anybody kind of watching, 100K it's 62 miles. It's not like 5 miles or 10 miles. It's 62 miles that you're setting out to run. And so how do you go from feeling that way to saying, I'm going to do 100K in honor of them?
I mean, that's a great question. And, I don't know, right? I mean, like you said, to be honest, right? It is, everybody just kind of processes it differently. I knew a 100K would be, in my goals, right, moving forward. And I kind of skip right over the 50 miler. Usually it's marathon, 50K, 50 miler, 100K. But I kind of like to do things a little bit backwards sometimes. And just with all of the races being canceled and everything like that, I just figured, look, I'm going to do it regardless if there's a race or not. And I'm going to do it on my own. Why not do it for something good? You know what I mean? And it's funny, up until then, I just kind of remembered that Robin had been popping in and out of my dreams that I've been having, just randomly. Nothing weird would be, it would just kind of like show up, right? And when I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, that probably where the idea came from, because he just kept showing up, and you're like, how can I kind of honor him moving forward, And it's far enough along where it's like, I think it's probably like 8 months now, right? So initially, there's all that support initially, right? There's people come around the first weeks, the months and stuff like that. But then it's the years after where, those outliers, the friends of friends kind of go fade away and go back to their own lives and everything like that. And I just wanted to kind of keep Robin's memory alive for myself and a lot of our friends, our mutual friends, that way by doing this. And eventually I'd like to start it off to be a memorial run like every year. And I was already toying with, I was like, West Virginia would be a perfect spot to do an ultra because it's tough and there's hills and everything like that. So all that type of logistics, it's in the future, but not too far away. So that's kind of why I wanted to start it.
Yeah, that's cool. That I'll be honest, if you come out to West Virginia, it's a lot closer to me over here on the East Coast than over there in Southern California. But if you do come over to West Virginia, then that's something I think we would definitely want to be a part of. I think that's a really great idea to honor him. So doing the 100K is a way that you're going to honor his memory and everything. And you're also been using this as an opportunity to raise support, I think, for the family as well, right?
Yeah, so I really wanted to make sure that, because I knew the holidays, it's tough for everybody, right? Anyway, it's stressful. You want to make sure that you have stuff for your kids, everything like that. And I didn't know what type of arrangements Kara had or anything like that. So I just reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm going to do this. Are you okay with me doing this? And first she said, you don't have to do that. And second, she said 62 miles is really crazy, and Robin would be really impressed with that. So I just kind of wanted to give back to them, you know what I mean? And just make sure, just take a little bit of the sting out of the holidays where they didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
So Steve, I'll jump in because I've been following, I think, right since the beginning, kind of when you launched that GoFundMe. What were you thinking going in terms of what were your hopes, and then what's the response been like so far?
Yeah. So, and I was talking to my wife, Katie, about it too. And I was like, what if I can just raise a couple grand for them here and there? Like that'll help, they can get some presents and stuff like that. Maybe have a good dinner. But the support has been overwhelming. I should never really be surprised about the running community and the support of friends and family, mine included, and Robin's friends and family as well. So my initial goal was $2,000. We blew that out of the water. I've raised the goal, I think 3 times. Right now, the goal is sitting at about $7,500, and we're about $6,600 so far in about 3 weeks, which again, the running community has kind of embraced this just through my meager following on Instagram and everything like that. Is just, I should never be surprised with the support that everybody brings.
And so on that, obviously it touched us. If people want to get involved, if they're watching this and it's touched them the same way that it's touching us, tell them how they can get involved. How can they connect with you or get involved in your effort?
Sure. And you can go out to GoFundMe and search for Robin Ames Memorial Fund, or it's GoFundMe / I think it's F/Robin Ames Memorial Run. And it should come up. You can donate right through there, or you can DM me on Instagram if you want to do something else. It's SoCal Runner, and then all underscores in between the so, cal, and runner. I try to make everything really confusing. So just make it really hard on everybody. And Ames is spelled Ames. So it's Robin Ames Memorial Run.
Awesome. And like I said, this one really reached out to me personally. Jeff and I are both family guys. And so I think for anybody watching, I'll go ahead and kind of piggyback on that. And obviously, if you feel called to go fund, but if giving is not right for you right now, there's so many ways to get involved. You can go over to Steve's profile, send him a note of encouragement. You can share the story that he posted about the Ames family. You can share this video. And one of the topics we really didn't get on, but you can share a post about distracted driving and the implications of that, because I know that that's something, Steve, that's been really important to you. So for anybody listening, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but for anybody listening who's inspired to get involved, what do you want to say to those people that are sending you good vibes?
I mean, I can't say anything but thank you. And I can't say thank you enough, really. Just the appreciation that I show is going to be through the run. That's all I can do. That's all I do, really. But there's really no words that express my gratitude for the support of everybody. And like you said, I don't want to put words in Kara's mouth, but I know that his family is super appreciative of mainly not so much even the monetary value, but just keeping his memory alive and bringing about the distracted driving and stuff like that. Because we're all out there every day on the road. I know I'm pounding the pavement every day, and it's a real issue. So just thank you. And, one big thing you can do is take the pledge to put the phone down, put it in your glove box, put it away, put your automatic text messages up, stuff like that kind of stuff.
What an incredible message, man. I got to tell you, we've really enjoyed talking with you tonight. And for everybody watching, I know tonight was probably a little bit heavy, but I think it was super important that we got grounded on the Robin Ames story, how it's impacted Steve, and how it's really kind of fueling this run that's coming up. But next week, we're going to be diving into training. We're going to be getting to know more about Steve himself, as well as why initially his surgeon and his cardiologist told him he'd never even run a marathon, much less an ultra. So make sure you follow, turn on notifications. You want to make sure you catch those conversations. Steve, we have really appreciated the time, man.
Thanks a lot, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, cut.
Yeah.
That was great, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So cool.
That's awesome.